Once, when Asgard was new, Thor was in the east hammering on giants, and the gods began to worry about their safety. For with Thor gone, who would protect them from giants? So they let it be known that they were looking for someone to come and build the wall. Uh, with the caveat, of course, giants need not apply. So one day a builder came to them, and he said, I can finish this wall for you in 3 seasons. They said, oh, this is interesting. He said, I only ask for 3 things in payment. 1, Freya's hand in marriage, which the gods, the male gods that is, looked at each other and said, okay, yeah, that's fine. He said, I would also like the sun and the moon. And they said, whoa, 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 whoa. That's where we draw the line. He said, well, it's either that or you're not getting a wall. So the gods conferred amongst themselves what we should do. And Loki said, well, why don't we just give him 1 season, and he will possibly be able to complete it in that amount of time. And then we'll at least have a partial wall, and then we won't have to give him the sun and the moon. And Freya said, and me, but none of the gods really paid attention to that. So they told the builder that this was like, okay, well, we'll let you have Freya's hand in marriage and the sun and the moon, if you can complete this wall in only 1 season. And the builder said, that sounds like a good, that sounds, I accept that. Will you swear an oath on this? So the gods swore an oath on this. And the next day, this perfectly human-looking builder turned up with his horse, his big horse, Svadilfari, and a cart full of stones. And he built a large portion of this wall. And then he took his horse away, and then the next day came back with this enormous cart full of enormous stones and built a wall. Well, progress on this wall was going quite smoothly. And soon it was only a day left until the end of the season, and the wall was only complete. There was only about a day's worth of work left. And so the gods gathered. They're like, okay, this isn't good. We're going to have to give this guy the sun and the moon if he finishes this work by tomorrow. And me, Freya shouted out. So on the bed, we're listening. And they're like, well, why is it? Why are we in this problem? And they all turned. Loki, this was all your fault. This was your idea to put limitations on this builder. You, if you don't fix this, we are going to kill you. And not in a way that you can trick us and be like, oh no, well you can cut off my head, but you can't touch my neck kind of way. We're gonna do it for real this time. So Loki, and they made Loki swear an oath that he would fix this problem. So that night, as the builder was going to harness his horse so he could lead him off to bring in the last day's amount of enormous stones, a mare trotted out of the woods. And it was in Svadilfari's opinion, quite a good-looking mare. And she sort of trotted past him, and she looked over her shoulder, and she flicked her tail, and she kind of trotted away. And Svadilfari started to go after her. But then she started to gallop away. And Svadilfari galloped away, and he got close, but then she would take off again, and so on all night. Now, of course, while Svadilfari is chasing the mare, the builder was also chasing Svadilfari, his horse. And try as he might, all night he was unable to catch his horse. So in the morning, he came back to the wall, and his cart was there empty. And the gods came out and said, well, it looks like you weren't able to finish this wall. So, we had a season, so unfortunately, we're going to keep the sun and the moon. And Freya shouted out, and me! To which nobody paid attention. And said, sorry, I mean, you've done good work and all, and, well, we'd be happy to give you a reference, but, sorry, you didn't handle up your end of the bargain. We're not going to pay you. So this builder, this perfectly normal human-looking builder, got angry. And as he got angry, he began to grow. And it turned out that, yes, indeed, he was a giant. And so the gods do whatever the gods tend to do when giants are around and threatening. they called for Thor. Now Thor was far away in the east, but we all know of Thor for his physical might, but he also had mighty hearing, especially when the phrase, "Hey Thor, come and kill this giant," was uttered. So Thor ran back and he threw his hammer ahead of him, and the hammer smacked the giant in the head and killed him. And so the gods had their partial goal, which was to protect them from giants in the absence of Thor. And all was well in Asgard, although some people were starting to think, like, hey, we haven't seen Loki for a while. Where has he gone to? Now, most people were just sort of curiously, where's Loki? Because Loki had a tendency of just disappearing for a while. The only person who was worried was his wife, but, Odin said to her, "Oh, fear not, he's probably just off with the giants fathering some more monsters, it's okay." And then finally Loki did turn up a few months later, and by his side was this horse, this enormous horse with 8 legs. And the gods, everyone's curious. They're, "Hey Loki, where you been?" It's like, "Well, nowhere." Like, "That's a nice horse you've got. Where'd you get it?" "Found it." "Really?" "Yeah, it's a present for you, Odin, to make up for the whole fact that I nearly lost us the sun and the moon." "And me!" shouted Freya. Don't know listening. "Here, this is the horse." So Odin named the horse Sleipnir, and Sleipnir, with his 8 legs, was the fastest horse in the 9 realms. He could run across the sky between the different realms. And that is how the gods got their law, and Odin got his horse.